Good morning and welcome back. It's nap time builder. It's like 5:20, something like that in the morning. I've been out here for like an hour, but I've been sitting down trying to collect my thoughts and, wake up a little bit. If you've seen the last video on the Jeep, we got it in primer. We got the the gear shifter extended and everything, so it don't hit the dash anymore in the 1, 3, and 5 positions. And I bought some paint yesterday evening, and I was thinking about painting it and then going underneath, scuffing up the underneath and painting it all black. Well, then I remembered from a couple videos ago, I wasn't able to get the back end as low as I wanted because the front end's still like 3 inches difference from the back, I think it was, maybe. Something like that. 2 or 3, something like that. But yesterday evening I thought about that after I got done with the primer and everything, so I rolled up under there. And the problem was my panhard bar is like maxed out right now and it's hitting the top of my diff. See, right there, she is touching. That's why we cannot go any lower. So first of all, we're gonna have to find we're gonna have to cut our panhard bar off, both sides, both end mounts. And I'll probably scoot it back a little bit and twist the end of the panhard bar and mount it on top of the rear end on that side if I can. That ought to be good enough. But then I just hope I don't run into the point where my panhard bar is hitting the top or the bottom side of the Jeep tub, you know what I'm saying? So I really don't know at this point. I don't know what to say about that. But also, if you watch that video when we flipped my lower coilover brackets, we said these was 450-pound springs on these. I got some 180-pound springs came in yesterday. That's what we'll be swapping out to. We'll throw these in the parts bin and probably use them on something later on down the road. And also, to get this thing as low, as we want it, we might have to C-notch it. Because I've only got about that far till she hits the frame. And she needs to go down further than that, so I'll be cutting some frame out too. Alright, so this is where the panhard bar is mounted to the passenger side. It goes across over the top of the diff here and is mounted on the side of the front of the axle. I got that nut off, but that bolt's not wanting to back out. But I'm gonna cut that off anyways, so I'm about to just start cutting that mount off. And after that, we'll see about how we need to mount this thing to get it on top or whatever to give us more travel up. I had seen some panhard bars for sale online. One was called a J bar. It just had one angle. It was like a 4-inch drop at the angle there. And honestly, that would probably do me just fine. But it was like $100-something just for the bar. And I already have this one. So, I mean, if I can make my setup work for me, then why not just go ahead and make it work. Got that panhard bar out finally. I think before I go further, I'm gonna go ahead and pull these coilovers off, put the new ones on, compare the two, and go from there. And Well, while I got them off, I might need to try to figure out how we want the panhard bar, if we'll have room for it the way I was thinking and all that. You know, hopefully I didn't cut that off for no reason. But that is the plan. Obviously, the new one, the old one. Like I said, them 400 and, where's it say it at? 450, right there. 450 pound springs. And of course that one's not gonna say 180, but they're just supposed to be 180 pound springs. They're the same, I think I got them from the same people, to be honest with you. But yeah, hopefully with this we'll actually have a little bit of cushion in the suspension anyways. This right here, and this little bitty thing was never gonna even come close really to making them spring any. So let's get this one in, get the other one swapped out, and see where we can go from there. All right, here we are. All right, so put that back down on them. So new coilovers are on. I went ahead and moved these adjustable brackets all the way to the bottom lowest position like I wanted before, but couldn't do. And here I am. Right now I'm pushing frame up off the jack stands, and I still can't get a bolt in there quite yet. And that no wears off a little bit. So what we're gonna have to do is the C-notch if I want it ever to set level with the front, because that little bit of, well, I say they ain't, what is that, about a maybe half, 3/4 of an inch, well, 1/4 to a half an inch from the frame to the top of the axle. And that piece of bump stop there, actually there's a lip there, so. But it is on that little bit of a bump stop, almost on the frame up there. On both sides. So it looks like C-notch is the answer. And I don't know if I'll be able to get that done before the kids wake up, so we'll see. I guess we'll see how far we can get. Oh, and right here is where we're gonna have to start, because that brake line mount goes to right there, right above the daggum bump stop. I'm gonna have to move that somehow. And cause right up in there is where I'll be cutting. And then on this side, I got my little jacked up looking mount up there for panhard bar. I'll be cutting that out. And then right up around that's where I'll be cutting. So I think it's actually just bolted. Oh, focus. There's a bolt there for the, and I cut that mug. Why didn't I just take that bump stop off before? I didn't think about that. But we'll take them bolts out, take the bump stop off, and figure out some way of hopefully moving that line and cut that out. And then we'll see exactly how big or whatever we need to do our cutouts for our C-notch or whatever. Okay, so at this point, we've got our bump stops completely off. That brake line I was talking about is loose up there. I can move it out the way and all that and find a different spot to secure it to. We are up against the frame. It has this little lip on it, like an inch lip. Up against it on this side also. I don't have that mount up there cut off yet, but I was just gonna go ahead and do it when I do that passenger side. But I have went around and measured, and it all the way up against the bottom of the frame like this is pretty much exactly where I want ride height to be. So I'm gonna cut up a little box. I don't know, 3 or 4 inches top. something like that. I'm leaving a bit of a lip. That way I can weld out here on the outside. And before I get this up in there, I'll get in there and clean the inside of the frame out. That way I can do one around the top on the inside also. And once I get it in, I can cut these edges off here. I kind of wish I was a little bit thicker, but honestly, it's just a hair thinner than the frame itself, and it'll be all right. It will be okay. But now I got to get in there and clean that up. All right, well, that's what she's looking like. I just threw a little primer on her. And in the morning when I come out, I'll throw some black paint on it. I went ahead and drilled a hole up in there. That way I can mount back my brake line there up above like it was before. So that'll be all right after I get some black paint on it. But I'm planning on painting all this, so that primer will be fine for now. And tomorrow, we'll jump over to the other side and do the same thing. So, she ain't beautiful, but I ain't no professional, but it'll work, okay? Tomorrow, we'll get back at the other side. Right now, I am late because my alarm went off like 5-10 minutes ago, but I just had to get done with this side at least. So that's what I did. Now I gotta go home or go in and shower and get ready for a pool birthday party. So gotta go get my Speedo on. We'll catch y'all tomorrow. And we're back the next morning. Ooh, my bad. And we're back the next morning. Don't worry, I didn't wear no Speedo. Ain't nobody trying to see all that. But it's finally starting to get a little light out. I've been out here for a couple hours now. I went ahead and knocked this other side out. Didn't figure y'all wanted to see me go through all that again. Let's see how much we got here. Keep on going, honey. Keep on going. I really need to take them coilovers off. That way they stop getting bound up. Uh-oh, we're a little off center because this side's higher than that side. But, look at here. I mean, look how high she is now. Obviously, that don't have a fanard bar, but we are dang near touching the bottom of the Jeep tub up there. And like I said, that's not level, otherwise that right there would be up too. But we have plenty of lowering capability now. So I ought to be able to get her riding level and a whole lot less wheel gap in the back. But I need to go ahead and take these coilovers off. They keep getting bound up for me raising it up and down back here. But I'm gonna take me a quick water break and look at my panhard bar and my mount and stuff and see if I'm gonna be able to make that one work for me in a different way. Well, I got them coilovers on, threw the wheels on, just I haven't messed with that panhard bar. I wanted to see what she's looking like. And well, I got a bit of a squatted situation, so we definitely came down far enough in the rear. Now just to adjust the rear back up suspension wise to make it level. So now I got to get back there and adjust the coilovers and them brackets. So we definitely came down far enough though, so surely I can get a leveled look out of this. Lord knows I can't be having no squatter. That's just ridiculous. All right, well, it looks like that is as level as I'm gonna be able to get it. Looks pretty level. I had the back lower and I thought it looked okay, but when you looked towards the front, it made the front look like it set up higher. A lot of, because this is so long back here and just straight, that it made it look like it was slightly going downhill towards the back. But I adjusted like crazy, and that's as level as we're gonna get. And with that being said, it is time for me to go in and shower and help feed the kids and help get them ready for church. So we'll catch y'all at nap time. Here we are back, another nap time. I've actually been out here for a couple hours already. I got it yesterday. Ooh. Yesterday I got it as low as I'm gonna be able to get it and keep it level, because I've not debated. I'm not even thought about lowering the front any, because I don't know. I mean, I could, but not with these wheels and tires, which I'm not planning on running these ugly as sin wheels and tires anyways. But these are 17s, and they have to have spacers because the hub size, or the hub size, they won't fit all the way flush. So there's like an inch spacer. I got some wheels, some old school wheels. They're just Steelies sitting out there. I'm gonna jack this thing up in a minute, throw it on jack stands. Thinking about throwing them on here just to see make sure they fit right and everything, and make sure they're all the same. I think they're a full set. But doing that. And this tire size is 215, 65, 17. They're like brand new, they're like 28 inches tall. I don't need all that. So if I ran like a 195, 65, 15, I mean, that'd be a 3-inch smaller tire. So that's 3 more inches of drop the way I'm looking at it. So, and plus right now they actually scrub a little bit at full lock on the inside of the fender well. So that is the idea. We'll see where it goes from there. But I said I've been out here a couple hours already. I believe I finally got my panhard bar where I'm going to keep it at. I had to chop up the bracket a little bit and make it work for what I needed it to. Because having it in front of the rear axle, you know, it was hitting my it was hitting my chunk, and wasn't wanting to let me all the way down. So I got it behind the rear axle now. If I can get down here, maybe you can see it. There's some new coilovers. I've actually got it mounted there on the top of that lower coilover bracket. And she comes up and mounts bolted to the inside of the frame. I've already let her go up and down a couple times to make sure she don't bind up and all that. Seems to be all right. So that's what she looks like. That creeper is squeaking while it's waiting. But like I said, about to throw this mug up on jack stands. And dang, what was I saying? Man, I'm losing it. We'll throw it up on jack stands, take these wheels off. I'm going to look at them other wheels, see if they'll mount up without the spacers and all that. Because I've not ordered no tires. I ain't doing all that till I know they'll fit. But then we're gonna rough up or clean up the underneath a little bit, and then I'm gonna heat it all with some black tractor paint. Yeah, you know, make it look a little better underneath too. All right, well, she's up on jack stands. I got the spacers off. Them wheels, it had been a while since I looked at them, okay? Them wheels are 14s, they're not 15s. But you know, your boy's broke and I don't want to spend $2,000 on the wheels that I would like to have. Cause I'd like to have some of them smoothies like they put on the hot rods and everything, cause she's a lower Jeep. I mean, these fancy newer style wheels that people put on these sports cars or whatever ain't gonna look right. So some Steelies and I don't know, some hubcaps or maybe the lug caps, you know, the little center 5 lug thing goes in the center. I don't know. Plus I'm broke, so I already got the 14s. There is one problem though. They won't fit on the front because of the brake caliper. So I am gonna have to use the spacers anyways. But I've already got the spacers and I've already got the 14s. Clean them up, paint them, throw some tires on them. You know, and it still look better than them ugly. Said, I don't know why anybody buy them things. The only reason I got them because it's on the Ranger when I got it before I chopped the mug up, okay? But anyways, them's in here, they do fit, they're the right bolt pattern, blah, 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 blah. I can do it with spacers. Now it's time to take a wire wheel and a drill, up and down this frame, throw some paint on it. And after that, that's probably gonna be the end of this video. All right, well, she don't look perfect, but she looks a heck of a lot better. You ain't seeing 14 different colors going on. Blacked out the whole frame and underneath everything that I can see. Look, even got brand new drums. Everything got a new coat. Might be a missed spot or two. If they are, then I'll go back the next day or so. But looking much better. Like I said, she ain't perfect, but you know, if you've looked at me and you've looked at it, then you knew nothing was gonna be perfect anyways. But that is the end of this video. We've C-notched, I guess a mini notch. We didn't do a big one, we did about 3 inches. 2.5, 3 inch notch in the back, just so we could get it down level with the front. Got all that, had to redo my panhard bar because that was a big part of my problem, you know. But then after I got that done earlier, got the new coilovers on there with the 180-pound springs. And then we're blacked out the chassis and underneath. So she's looking a million times better. Don't completely look like a big hodgepodge of parts now, okay? She's like just a step, a smidgen above that. I've got paint everywhere. I just use like at least half of a tub of towels. Like, hey, I got my regular skin tone back because I don't know. I was I, I was covered head to toe. But it's still a little hazy in here. Got some of it out. But that is the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Hey, if you're new, I hope you stick around. Come back for the next one. If you're not new, you better stick around, okay? Just say. We'll catch y'all next time.